Welcome to Dan ARG YouTube. Comrade Newton, they talk about traditional rulers and government. Make I leave you, make you hear from Comrade Newton.
Our traditional institutions, they are not doing what they are supposed to do. That's why today the government got spoiled. When we were growing up those days, we believed that with the Edos, there are things you will just misbehave. That's why even as in 2019 here, people were campaigning, I will just go to the palace. If I'm really coming to come and spoil this Benin, I'll put one for Juju, I go swear. Because that was the old belief. That was when everything was effective. That was what we grew up to come and meet. But these days, these are the same traditional ruling councils that will project a leader who will give them contract. Even without they executing that contract or doing the work, it will also forgive them. We heard about the menace they caused during the time of Oshomole. The truth need to be said. It was not investigated. Today, Obasa cannot really investigate it. If they investigate it, they are going to call him Ogiomba number 2. Because some of the traditional rulers, allegedly to what we had, some of them took contracts from Oshomole and they abandoned it and ate the money. And this same person want the community to grow. How will it grow? At times you blame the government. The effectiveness of the traditional ruling councils is not seen. That's why even land issues that is not being sold by the state government, it is sold by them. They are the one controlling lands. Have you not been seeing dispute? Who owns Ohen? Ohen is not constitutional. Why did they create it? Ohen Boatemi. And right now they created those things. Sell the land that give me money. Let even assume they concentrated on the rural area. What is happening there? Where they are traditional rulers. Let's assume government divided today. What you have, they paid some certain tax also to traditional ruling council. It's not all tax that come to the government. What are they using their own for? Let's even assume we have said about 40% of the lands in rural areas. It was what we use in developing the rural areas. Nothing. Go to our villages today. They don't have market that is roofed. They don't have a hospital. We are waiting for the government for everything. A wonderful day from here, all the patriots, all the lovers of freedom all over the world. God Almighty bless you all. I'm bringing good tidings from the Creator that was never created. My earnest prayer for you today that you are well in all your ways. My next prayer for you today, sincerely from the bottom of my heart, is that you are well in all your ways, that you have been able to create your own personal terms and narratives that will not lead you to a transition to global greatness. So God Almighty bless each and every one of you. Please, if you are watching, do not hesitate to share this very broadcast. As I'm about to share my thoughts with you, today being on Sunday, the whole thing is getting down gradually. It's getting down gradually. Today being on Sunday, 24th July 2022 is a year we must live to remember. Please do not hesitate to share your comments. Your love and like is highly needed. There's a way you can always also help push this very video to a larger audience. So don't hesitate to share as you are watching. A wonderful Sunday from here. So today's topic, you will like it, you will enjoy it, and it's also going to be useful to you and everybody around you, because there are more things that we need to know. It's only a fool. The very day you stop learning, that very day you start dying. So learning is a continuous process. It's something we keep on doing. That's why anytime I hear from my Baba God in heaven, the God of my ancestors, I will not hesitate to come here and tell you about it. Because if you delete from your inbox, then you are creating space for more. That's why there are some certain series that God Almighty, the God of our ancestors, will give to me. Until I finish up that series, another message will not come. Please, if you are watching, it is imperative that you share this very broadcast. There are most of the things that we commonize in our society, and that lies where the miracle is. Inside the ridiculous lies the miraculous. Please, as I'm doing my sharing from here, do not also hesitate to also do yours. The difference between a rich man and a poor man is information, because a lot of information do come to a rich man because he have a lot of friends out there, while poor man have little friends. Even most of them have no money to even subscribe. They have no money to buy this small radio of those days where our fathers used to listen to VOA. That's Voice of America. Please, if you are watching, it is imperative that you share this very broadcast among your friends. If you are watching, it is very imperative that you share this very broadcast among your friends. It's something you have to do. Do just that, as I'm also doing mine from here. Please, anytime you lay your hands on our video, don't always hesitate to share. It is important to always share with your friends. Very, very important. Because one person cannot do this very well and succeed. It has to be a collective responsibility. Let it be an assignment for everyone, because we are fighting to make sure we make our society okay. And in doing that, all hands need to be on desk. All hands need to be on desk. That's the only way we can be able to ascertain to this kind of society we have already designed and have. As I'm here right now talking to you, I have a specific society that I'm launching for. I have a specific society that I'm launching for. And you should also have a specific society that you are also launching for, that this thing, by the grace of God, you want it to be seen in your time. So let it be everyone's duty to make sure we fight for a better society. Let it be the duty of every one of us to make sure that we fight for a better society, which is sacrosanct. So after this very sharing I'm doing right now, I'm going to be introducing the topic to you as usual. You know, we are not selfish with that. We do things according to our topics. And it has been the grace of God that has been seeing us through, and heaven will bear us witness that everything God has given to us, we did not hold anyone to ourselves, rather than we disseminated it to wherever it was needed. So that's why it is very imperative today that you share this lovely broadcast. Let's take it as a point of duty to share this very broadcast among our friends, among our loved ones. Please let not overtake anything for granted, because whatever thing you overtake for granted have a way of grounding you. You know, I told you before, it's about going down. We have been winning. Our son right now is winner. We have been winning everywhere we go right now. There's fire outbreak everywhere. It shows that we are winning because a lot of things need to be brought down. A lot of things need to be brought down by the grace of Almighty God in heaven. Eternal King of glory, I glorify your holy name, ancient of days. I ask, O Lord, that you breathe in your word, let there be healing and let there be salvation. As I'm about to talk about that which you have laid in my heart to do, I ask, O Lord, I disappear, that you appear in me to your own glory. In the name of the God of the ancestors of our land, he said, please, if you are watching, make sure you share. The Spirit of God today leaded us to the forest. I drove kilometers away from my base, so for those of you always passing in short, any course you lay on me, even a gym went on, I drive it, they really can't turn. Particularly this summer, just imagine it. There's nothing bad about you criticizing. But anything that make you carry it to spiritual realm, you'll be having high temperature. So under normal condition, our traditional institution in Africa have a vital role to play in developing our society. And this is what a lot of us are not really getting clear. Please, if every one of us right now is clicking love and like, I think it will go a long way. Let your hand be in love and like. That's the only thing you can do right now. I think it is nice. You know, I've told us before this time, we are supposed to do it as a collective responsibilities. If Nigeria is good to them, I'm not going to be the one that's going to enjoy it alone. You don't know when you are going to be going there. So that's why we keep on talking about the things that will heal our society. So they are supposed to be acting as a watchdog to the governmental bodies that are traditional ruling councils in Nigeria. I'm going to be telling you the meaning of the traditional institution. I'm going to be telling you that right away. They can also draw development to rural areas. A lot of us know the meaning of rural areas. They mean all these villages. All these villages. That be rural area. While urban area is Benin City. Maybe most of us don't know, but it is very difficult at times for most of us to differentiate it. The God of our ancestors became the first persons in the midst of the burning furnace with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They became the fourth person. The civil disobedience of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego lead to their promotion in the province of Babylon. That's why there are a lot of things you do in life. There's always promotion for you. And I'm going to be giving you skeptically some scriptural verses that will back up what I'm saying today. That's why you have to always use your number 6. It matters a lot. Even when Jesus Christ was tempted in the book of Luke. When the people ask him, just to nail him, they say, well, who going to be paying attached to? And it is good you know what's happening around you. And I told us, I think that was last 2 weeks, that social study the study of a man in his environment. That's to say, for everyone that studies social study, you are supposed to study man and what's in your environment. And today, most of us don't know what's happening in our domain. Now, if you are talking about a traditional ruling council, you are talking about, it's a traditional institution. It's a traditional institution. A lot of you know the meaning of institution, where my son right now is in a higher institution. Why is it called higher institution? You are in a place of higher learning. You are not in a place where you crack bones. You are not in a place where y is equals to 4, look for 2x. You are no longer going to be given arithmetic. 100 plus 100, 200. You are going to be given y is equals to 4. Minus 2s minus 4. Divide by 4 and all of other. Your head right now, they want to go and straighten it and stress you up because of the course of your studies. It's a traditional institution. That's what we are supposed to be having in this state. And in an institution, you are taught a lot of things. You are taught different kind of things. And one thing what we must have to know about our tradition is this. It was a vital thing that God gave from heaven to our ancestors on how we are supposed to live. The reason why I told you before now yesterday, I told you that our tradition had been adulterated. That is to say, the thing was supposed to be consist of. We are no longer seeing it. They shine away from their functions. Traditional institutions are supposed to be a body that presides over delicate issues that happen in rural areas, villages. That's why you see Okavo, you see Ohen. And normally Ohen in Benin or in anywhere, or in Afghanistan or anywhere, supposed to be a custodian of a particular juju or shrine. Awo Ohembo, Ohonvia, Ohonlokun. But you see what these people did? They created it to start selling lands. They will remove Odion away from that very community and put their Ohen there. Not that Ohen is there right now to solve any dispute. Merely to put the people in a state of Gadaga. Maybe after today I will be skipping up this topic. If God gave me reasons to continue with this very topic, I will continue with it. The traditional institution is simply built upon a base on history, ancestry, culture, custom, religion, and value of the people. And the institution principally revolves around the traditional rulers who serve as the head and chief custodians of the culture of the people. They are supposed to be the custodian of our culture, particularly in the issue of marriages. We were supposed to be taught. But if you look at it today, the person that was supposed to teach you, most of them, they are brainless. That's why you cannot succeed without a tradition. You can't succeed. Most of us today right now that's now in Europe, we are trying to live the life of the European. You see women, because that's all they do. Under normal condition, a child that smoke, a man or a woman, now the family member, your pa go call a kegbe for your head. But today, now if you did such a thing to your mother or to your father, your children is also going to grow up in this very Europe you are today. It's going to give you the same bullshit. I told you a story here one time. Because of this lack of culture and tradition, a woman was having 2 sons. The first one came home with a boy. A boy coming home with a boy. Say, Mom, look at mine. Whatever. His mom fainted. They rush out to the hospital. When the mom get back from coma, he see me 2 of them kissing in the hospital. Say, my son, you want to do? Mom, you have to cope up with it. This is my life. Because the constitution of this place permits it. But your tradition and home and the God of your ancestors, they forbid it. This was the reason why God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. Because of homo this. Let me not mention it. That was the reason why God destroyed them. Even they wanted to even sleep with an angel. They say, viens là-dedans. Ah, walk behind. Then automatically, I've talked about the topic before, learn not to over-deviate. Because we have to get this thing clear on our head. We have to get it clear. It's a part of the system that is coming. Because this life burden gave to you, that this antism, telling that you can do anything you like. Who are promoting this thing today? Recently, look at in Spanish station here in Madrid. They come out doing their festival, Homo. They were very benevolent doing it. And they will start paying for it when the time comes. Because it's not the will of God. All these are human-made, man-made, whatever. They have what they use it to please. Nobody were born with it. You are not supposed to have such a spirit. But people lure them to it. Because 1 or 2 persons is now a president. He wants to create a constitution that will also make these same people have rights. But for those of us that belong, that have a tradition, there are life we are not supposed to live. Do you know, if we govern ourselves with the real tradition, nobody was supposed to be feeling pains. One, Edo people will always say, if no away, it will give away. Now, if our people that are selling our land, selling our community, let's assume they were in our shoes. If somebody that is more bigger than them sold their land, how would they do? I think recently, I was told, I didn't watch the video, that some Edo people cried out, or Benin people, whatever, that the federal government allegedly, they are getting hold of the artifact that the Britain is bringing. I think they pay everybody for body. The same thing people are feeling over what we are doing to them in different villages. The same thing they feel. They feel more, guys, they feel more bad. So we have to be very, very careful. So it's a traditional institution. A lot is supposed to be coming out from there. I've already told you the meaning of institution. A lot of good things are supposed to be coming out from there. We are supposed to be learning from them. We are supposed to learn morals. But if you watch it today now, the behavioral attitude people are getting from these very institutions, they graduated and become thieves. Because the same people that wear bead, who were supposed to be our own custodians, what are they doing? What they are buttressing is what the youth today they are living. That's why you see excessive killings. Because they see their chiefs and all of other kills. We've already seen in Edo that the killer will be celebrated. And those people were supposed to be banished traditionally because of what they do. Until the traditional ruling council in Africa switch into action, they know we can have a better society. That's why the work of the traditional rulers today in Europe, that's why they have Congress. Their congressmen will go back to the people of their constituency and hold meeting with them. They will not channel the meeting to the federal. So Odion of a community is supposed to have meeting with elders or the kinsmen. They be that they know that this very aspect can only do it. Right now, criminality in our society. So we are going to be telling the government anytime we arrest anybody, we will submit it to the government for government to persecute them. The one we can do on this side, as according to our tradition, or even imagine somebody that put fire in the farm. The same way the tradition can even banish that person, the same way government can also send that person to oblivion. Everything must have to be written constitutions. It can also be by law, because you grow with it. You've already know that if you do this thing is bad. Now you went to go and sleep on other person's wife deliberately. You went to go and do a bow. Those days we used to see this message they call Uderu. You went and do it. Maybe someone do it for you. If they do it to your wife also, how will you feel? Even a tradition permits that if your body they do you, you can marry as many as you want. Tradition permits it. But the same tradition that permits it does not give you the infantry to go and sleep with another person's wife. Even though it was the woman they allure you in, you would have feel like Joseph through the window. Even you obey your tradition. So at times it all depends on the mindset on how we are able to build up ourselves. Our traditional institutions, they are not doing what they are supposed to do. That's why today the government got spoiled. When we are grown up those days, we believe that with the Edos, there are things you will just misbehave. That's why even as in 2019 here, people were campaigning, I will just go to the palace. If I'm really coming to come and spoil this Benin, I'll put one for Juju, I go swear. Because that was the old belief. That was when everything was effective. That was what we grew up to come and meet. But these days, these are the same traditional ruling councils that will project a leader who will give them contract. Even without they executing that contract or doing the work, it will also forgive them. We heard about the menace they caused during the time of Oshiomhole. The truth need to be said. It was not investigated. Today, Obasa can only investigate it. If they investigate it, they are going to call him Ogiomba number 2. Because some of the traditional rulers, allegedly to what we had, some of them took contracts from Oshiomhole and they abandoned it and ate the money. And this same person wants the community to grow. How will it grow? At times you blame the government. The effectiveness of the traditional ruling councils is not seen. That's why even land issues that is not being sold by the state government, it is sold by them. They are the one controlling lands. Have you not been seeing dispute? Who owns Ohen? Ohen is not constitutional. Why did they create it? Ohen Boatemi. And right now they created those things. Sell the land that gives me money. Let even assume they concentrated on the rural area. What is happening there? Where they are traditional rulers. Let's assume government divided today. What you have, they paid some certain tax also to the traditional ruling council. It's not all tax that come to the government. What are they using their own for? Let's even assume we have said about 40% of the lands in rural areas. It was what we used in developing the rural areas. Nothing. Go to our villages today. They don't have market that is roofed. They don't have a hospital. We are waiting for the government for everything. And the meeting our traditional ruler would have held, they would have held the meeting, send a message across to the local government. They cannot come to Sadebe Avenue. I'm just using a dosage, for example. It is global, it is the Africa, please. It is the Africa, but I'm trying to create this very topic based on what we are seeing as states. Now, they were supposed to call for traditional ruling council meeting. Being that is a traditional institution, they call for it and say, okay, now, look at our pressing needs. After holding the meeting, the old elders, they will conclude. In the ultimate truth, they will conclude and, send message across to the local government chairman. And you don't know why there are different bodies of government, different tiers of government. Councillor will relate to local government. Local government will relate to state government. State government will relate to federal government. A councillor of a constituency can hold meeting with his own elder in his allocation. Then they will channel the same meeting they had, or they can call the local government chairman, depends on the familiarity or the friendship the local government chairman have with them, if he was chance. they will hold a meeting and transmit that same meeting back to Edo State. Then if they wait for local government chairman that what they had meeting for, that they are not heard from the government, they will call again and say, Mr. Chairman, sir, the meeting we had with you the other day that we are facing insecurity in Uronigbe, for example. We don't want to take law into our hand, though. Tell government to warn these people, make simple order. The government is no more than the people. We are more powerful as a traditional, as a traditional ruling council. We are more powerful at times when it comes to rural issues, because we are the one that live there. If you drive in any thieves from Benin, make sure say you drive them. Not let them come rural area, come stay. You cannot make our zone a den of thieves. Then automatically, because of their no effectiveness, then that's why you are seeing things you are seeing today. Okawa were not supposed to preside over some certain issue, family issue. He was supposed to also preside over some certain delicate issues that affect the village. Then they will go and tell the government, put this thing into law. For example, people have been burning farms. They look at it every year. Okawa be trying, governor, as the way it can't be so. They burn our farm every year. Thieves everywhere. I bet this thing, we want to give you put down for law. They will not announce it. Okari obe do ta ne o. Owe kon wa kon no do ugbo. No ugbo. Is 2 years imprisonment. The government will help them. Really, anytime they apprehend any thieves, the government will tell them, please, oh, you don't have the right to kill the person. Because they are working hand in hand. If you watch it today, our traditional ruling council, they don't work. Even the villagers were the one that give land to Fulani. What do you want the government to do? When you want your people to die? They were the one that give land to Fulani. They were the one that give land. We have seen several videos. How John wherever we collect money from Fulani and say grace anywhere. And these were the people that were supposed to hold a meeting with his kinsmen and send message across to the state governor, and the state governor will transmit the same message to federal. That is where your senators, your House of Representatives comes in. Because you have a representative in Abuja who is going to submit that bill and say, on no account will my people die again. Because that's why they are there. They don't transmit any message to Abuja. They don't even transmit to Benin. Local government become local government idiot. Councillor become an idiot. Senator become a bon fool. They become horrible instead of honorable. That now make things they had us. Because you don't have a voice in the federal. Even when the federal, could you know today, if Buhari even knows whether Fulani they kill us, now small, maybe not news for seeing. None of our senator or House of Assembly member who are grumbling. Have you seen Matthew Uduekene? Have you seen all these House representatives? The way we see some House at times stand, we can no longer go to our place, so we cannot sleep, we cannot go to our constituency. You don't see a man making such a thing. But we have seen Dino Melaye at times as a senator, who will always speak and say, these children will refuse to take care of right now. A time will come, they will start stoning us. Some of the things Dino Melaye have said have come to pass. Have you ever seen any Edo raise any emotion in the Senate? No, they don't raise it because they are there for themselves. They were supposed to be your voice. What's happening to them? They'll put it upon their head. Oh, I'm when or no account with my people that. Your senator, we're supposed to be doing it for you and your House of Rep members. They don't care. But when it comes for campaign, you are very happy to campaign for them. A lot of you don't know the reason why you elect a leader. They have to be your eye in the federal. That you don't have any eye. Our traditional law will also look at it and say, okay, there are lapses in some kind of thing that is happening. We need to call our senator or our House of Assembly member. Please submit this letter in Abuja. Do you know Edo State can conquer federal government? If there is cooperation, only Edo State can bring federal government of Nigeria to a standstill. You can't shoot anybody. Because if you shoot, you big boy. Because we are not cooperative. That's why today, even what we have allowed by ourselves because of greed of money, we are putting it upon Buhari. Also, Buhari, but I think because your chiefs, your Enige, we are the one that sold you out. They want you to die. They collected money for your death. Your death gives them joy. Emi House of Rep me by no winner. Emi traditional ruling council me no winner. How many times have our traditional ruler held the meeting, at least security meeting, and invite the governor of the day? What total man? Or Shaibu Congo representant? My dear, my mom no iwulo. You go I can no longer go to farm Obaseki. They don't do it. But if Obaseki try to bundle him, so that the you that is in abroad that ballad they go collect your land. You also join about the come and say, Obaseki is going too far. Oh. Then you start calling him Ogyomba because he bundle him. That collecting lands from you. A man is the architect of his own misfortune. You are being a problem to yourself. You are being a problem to yourself because even when the government try at times, we have been able to draw the government's attention in social media. Say, I want to ban this thing. When they are now leeching on the government, you don't speak because you don't know your right from your left. So the reason why you say, well, I talk about it, because you know what they are supposed to be doing for you, they protect over your life. We are going to be going through the scriptures. I have some biblical references. You know, we don't talk without making references to God. The word of God must be praised. I think I've been able to explain to us vividly on how things were supposed to look like. I've been able to explain to us on how it was supposed to be. So we have to go through the scripture right now so that we further buttress our point from a different perspective. Because in life, and it is good you use your sense. That was why when Jesus Christ was tempted, I'm going to be reading it to you biblically from the book of Luke. Now, the book of Luke 20, verse 22. He said, now tell us, is this right for us to pay a tithe to Caesar or not? They were looking for a way to nail Jesus. And they began to ask him some certain questions. Then he himself, he knows that question whether they ask him, so they're not supposed to ask that question. Whoa, there's a problem here. Then they began to ask him questions. Then if you look at Luke 20, verse 23, he said, but he perceived their craftiness, and he said to them, verse 24 of that Luke 20, he said, show me Roman coins, on whose picture and title are stamped on it. Caesar, they said. Then look at what he said in the book of Luke 20, verse 25. He said to them, then give what belongs to Caesar, and what belongs to God, to God. Now, that Luke 20, verse 26, he said they were unable to trap him in what he had said in the public, and they were astonished by the answer. They became silent. Now, is your traditional ruler supposed to be part and parcel of the people that will bring development to your state? 100% yes. None of the state is working in Nigeria because why? The traditional ruler, they are not ready to draw development. All they know is for themselves. Yeah, I told you later won't collapse on me. There you are. But when we did buy Ogbokabo, how was Europe developed today? All hand is on desk. That was how Europe developed. You have your own role to play. What is your role? Anytime you come here abroad, not just to come and constitute nuisance and live all manner of useless life and go to party and club. There are things you are supposed to get from this very society. One, the way they coordinate things, how the environment looks like, which people build this very society, and how they be able to sustain and have a maintenance culture. You can actually introduce it home. You are not ready to do anything. You are not ready for us to talk to our traditional rulers, our political leaders, for them to do something. From the place of a traditional ruler, then I so bad political leader for the come out. Because it's the same mindset. All of them, they are the same. From the place of becoming a bad traditional ruler, from there emerges bad political leaders also. Obaseki was called Ogyomba. Why? Because there was a lot of things from the palace that does not rhyme with his own. They gave it that name so that Benin people will listen. And Ogyomba na hear somewhere than everyone, you know, so that Osomole can win. But thank God it was our ancestors that put Obaseki in there, that taught you how. That was when the very first civil disobedience happens. So what a lot of people know as our tradition, Ogyomba Tosun, that's only what they know. They don't know any other thing. Okay, what's the palace used for today? Tell me one developmental tribe they brought. or check all traditional institutions in the whole Africa. What are they really doing? Suffocations. It's suffocations. Right now, if you don't even have money, allegedly, according to what we heard, how some people will be locked outside the gate because they have no million to drop. This was supposed to be a place where some issues are being trashed. The person that have no money to take lawyer, they will go there and your matter will be judged. Then you go sue. Automatically you judge the case and then everybody go on his way. But today it's not like that. How do we have tradition? Today there's a lot of menace in our society. That to say the full effect of our tradition is not being seen. They are not working. They are not working. Okay, why are they assembling? What are they assembling for? Their children will rise up against themselves and kill themselves. One thing will be there. They are not stopping anything. Rather than to look for way and unleash on the government. That's why the origination of Omicron started from Edo State. They have been there right from time, parasites. They want to always take some certain rule that is not supposed of them. After today, we will tell you, we will teach you the truth. God knows that what I'm saying is not from hatred. But we must have to fight for a better society, and that is sacrosanct. That is sacrosanct. A better society is what we're looking for. And any way by way, we must get it. Why the government is concentrating on the Umba area, like the Benin City right now is the Umba area. The traditional ruling council will also find a way what they can do and draw the government initiative, draw the government's attention. Please, Ukmi, have you ever seen traditional rulers who may protest about anything that's happening in Benin? Not that they cannot do it. They can do it. If they say that those states or Nigeria must be good at traditional rulers alone as the many rich, it will be done. You have no voice. Can I put a decree right now? But they can bring out a decree. They can bring out a decree. So not only our traditional rulers, they stand in their full effect. Nigeria will go nowhere. No country will without the help of the traditional rulers. At the kind, like Pararada that now become a den of thieves. Where thief will rob and go and put the name of Pala, they will be the name that come and rob you. Automatically, and not knowing that Ibaba did not send anything. They never sent them. They use it as a scare tactic. That's why they wanted to silence some person in Europe here. That's why they started calling you Ogyomba. The Oba himself may also be happy. Thank God we are seeing people that is speaking out the truth. He himself may also be tired about this man surrounding himself with thieves. Imagine second in command was a deadly criminal. Do you think he would be happy? Do you think, why was he not happy? Why did he not suspend Utete Negabi? Because Utete Negabi went and do something out of the will, out of the jurisdictions. Before you carry out this thing, there's a way we do it. Because, okay, you know the person. Like this idiot that they will go swear for people with their diaspora. He never even read the data, much said, no, where are they today? Where are they today? These are the, when people speak, you feel, if there's anything like, if not because of there's a conflicting spirit in Edo State. Edo State consists of two spirits. If we were to be having one, I would tell you that I'm the most loved Edo son all over the world. Because if you must build a community or a city, you build it with truth. Do you think one of the most difficult things to do in life is to say the truth? It's not easy to say the truth. That's why most of you today can. If you even thought the way I'm talking right now, everything about you will be gone. You can't do it because you have never do it once. Because you were born and trained up with lies. You know. So that's that. A lot of these people you feel that will be hungry today. Most of the time they may not be hungry. Now only your head. Not the thing for the, the Girard there. The book of 1 Peter 2 verse 13. It says, submit yourself to the Lord. Seek to every human institution, whether as a king, as the one in authority. Submit yourself to the Lord. Seek to every human institution, whether as a king, as one in authority. Even in the Bible, He talked about institution, traditional institution. It is recognized in the Bible. There is a purpose why those things were created. There is a purpose. When purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. We doesn't know the purpose of a traditional ruling council. That's why they are supposed to be held accountable if children are killing themselves. They are supposed to be held accountable. If children are killing themselves in the village, what the villager, the elders in the village was supposed to do is to quickly run to Benin. Anyone the Bama can hold, then before you know the court connection will be arrested. But the same chiefs are a year and a year. I want to tell you the cause of your problem. Buhari is not just a major problem you have. Your leaders are your problems, and you yourself, you are also included. 70-year-old man will be the same court with 25-year-old boy. A year and a year. What are you doing there? You are supposed to be a custodian of your custody. Now, what are you teaching that child? You give a child money, go and kill that person for me because... why did they even go to court and all these elderly old idiots? They go there because of a case where they want to drag land. Those boys, the one that will carry out a mission for them. So they have not been a good custodian. That's why this generation is going to go. All of them, most of them, they will die. Most of these people, they are going to die because they spoiled a lot of youth. You cannot expect me right now to do a room. I will always join meetings that bring light, that will bring positive change to people. But look at society today. I think you are knowing right now that your traditional ruling council is also in the Bible. God knows the reason why He created it. Kings are in the Bible. Why was Pharaoh today used in making bad parables? Because of how you oppress people. Because of how you oppress the kingdom, the children of God. That is to say, if you are made the king, do not live the kind of life Pharaoh lives. That's just it. That is just it. Now we don't want to talk about it. How we going to fix a better society for you? Your Jesus Christ now they kill our father, they kill mama. Jesus Christ killing our father and our mother. He and just Peter and day. Infirmities everywhere because of the blood. Now our leader they are not ready to do the needful. And most of them they are not even useful. We will keep on talking to you in the end of time. There are a lot of scriptural verses here. I will want you to digest. I want you to digest it. You must have to. Whether you like it or not, the book of 1 Timothy 2 verse 2. He said for the king. He said for kings. And all whom are in authority so that we may lead tranquil and quiet life in godliness and dignity. Read the book of 1 Timothy 2 verse 2. Go and read it. He talked about it. He gave them warning of what they are supposed to do. But what today in our society reverses the case. A place where you're supposed to go and get justice. A place right now they humiliate people. A custodian that controls something we are later known as a deadly criminal. Until you people are abroad, wake up. You cannot succeed in this kind of. You may just feel rosy right now. All the ego and waka make why. For most of you, you were one first a billionaire. 1940, boy, you give me money. You don't have a house today to call your own. You know what? God give those money wings to fly. That's why today you are still looking for handsmith. That women no pray now. Suffer now. It will come to a time even the work your husband is working cannot sustain you. He can't sustain you now. Oh, why bet you go? Why you 10,000 real lawyer? You have a government lawyer no. It will be so tough like that. So let's learn to speak the truth. It is very, very imperative that we speak the truth. Very, very imperative. He said for kings and all who are in authority, so that we may lead a tranquil and quiet life in all goodness, in all godliness and dignity. This was God here. This is the word of God for you. So they have their own role. And they know they are not playing their role. That's why they've overcooked your head. They've charmed you. They bewitch you. So that's I'm talking right now. Kabo aswe. And usumo wo we asun. A BBC amwe. A BBC amwe we asun because we know for crying out loud now. We cannot continue. We are humans, so we are not just born different though. Look at the book of Genesis 1 verse 26. He said, God said, let's make man in our image and after our likeness. You are the image of God. You are not the image of any, you are the image of God. You are supposed to live like God on earth. What makes you suffer today? All these kings and chiefs. They collaborate with the state government and the federal. If they do say today with their real heart, the people that's in authority said, we don't need this thing again. Full animals go, Yogoko, they will go under 24 hours. We will match out. BBC will be videoing, but your people are collected money. That's why one of your chiefs will make a chairman of cow. You don't see anything wrong with it. It is your problem. Most of you are dead among the living. You don't know what you're doing. Earlier the better for us to know. Earlier the better for us to know where there are lapses. If we know it on time, it will be better. The book of Titus. The book of Titus 3 verse 1. He said, remember them to be subject to the rulers, to authorities, to be obedient, to be ready for every good deed. Now, your king we are supposed to also be subject to authority. They also have a constitution. They have their own will. They have also a constitution that guides them. They are not supposed to maltreat you anyhow. If a king right now is Spain, maybe just they drive, they go jam my motor. They go see Ebola. I have a way because I have been immigrant. It will be judged accordingly. Oebo cannot just come here right now when I'm not doing anything. You go, you throw away my phone. Me feeling. Me a what day ware coma. We are gbime we gbigo. Iwa like coma 10 days me ekpanye coma re. Mama mo wana deni mene because me get here now. Me ekpagbe me reve coma. Me ekpanye coma ro. We are here do over. Iwa re coma wa. Because equal right and justice. But our society who is to fight for it. Even your king and your traditional ruler can even demand justice for you from the government. But if you feel this is the life you are living, my dear, your father just yielded up with it because there was no alternative. They can hear if not beru when have a is a taboo now. You died the same way your father died. Your father never used light. You are not going to use light the rest of your life. Only way you use light here. I just beat you. Hey, I got a motor gun, then one fee. Not go find better. Can start living your life now. A lot of people have already designed their heart. If I just do my this thing finish now. Priority. Now, my dear man, we are not enjoying motor. If you want to enjoy driving is here. Anything no matter enjoy man for. We are watching Nigeria now. So if I need to get now, because I have any time. I already yes you. Umama lari ari mi owo yo imi owo ni ya lo won me gwo ko ara ile su yo bopa na ado vie ko mo ro hin aya vie yo won it tasteless very well to well one o ye ki oba o ye ki nyaga market o ya dele mi to bo ya live better food. You cannot eat good food if you are the type that love good food abroad. Before food will be tasting your mouth in Nigeria is difficult because it not contain better ingredients because things are costly. So anything you cannot enjoy here, you cannot enjoy it at home. So if you have money, instead of you pumping it at home, start living good life from today. Because nobody knows tomorrow. For those of you that is extending it, you want to start living good life at the age of 40, start living it now. I think there's a program, they say your time start counting now. There are some quiz you will go to. They'll say your time counting now. Your life is already counting. So the life you have lived, living suffering, building mansions in Nigeria where you win on Korea, now yourself you do. You better start buying llama now. What you can afford, start buying it. Don't overstarve yourself because one fake project at home that you cannot even sleep with. You can never have sweet dreams. If I thought they cannot even come to your house, they are robbing the next house close to your own. As you are driving away from home, you are hearing that accident just happened there, one police just shoot person. Automatically you are shivering. A life unique. So the reason why we are fighting for a better society is so that the will of God here, let us be seen in our society. It will not be seen without our political leaders, traditional rulers, standing up to do what is right, what they are supposed to do. So if you ask any traditional ruler today, what are your functions? They cannot really tell you, but you have to tell them their functions. Because the world is going. The federal government, the state government pay them. What are they paying them for? Pay them to be constituting nuisance? Pay them to be committing mayhem? Pay them to be promoting courtesan? If I thought there are a lot of things the government will be doing, they can also make a protest to the government. But you have 8 years to spend. You see some Edo alien. I respect the monarch more than Obaseki just 4 years of ban. Now, since the monarch have been there, what are they stand for that Obaseki said he should stop? Let me frank and sincere. Tell me one particular development tribe they have been building that they want the state government to come and help them. No, apart from to sell lands and make sure their children are okay, but your own or who is not there. Where are we going from here? Then if you know this very thing before, I will not come and be preaching about it. But we have to preach about it. No, soon we know soon. If you are charging me to court tomorrow, even the judge, if they even play this very video, they will say, what is wrong here? We're not record now. They will lock you up immediately. They will lock you up immediately. Then look at 1 Peter 2 verse 17. He says, honor all people, love the brotherhood, fear God, and honor the king. They have a huge reputation and a huge responsibility. He says, honor all people, love the brotherhood, fear God, and honor the king. That's why you are saying, we talk about Kabiesi. Because their royalty, they are not using it to give you your loyalty. Even as you have downgraded yourself and call yourself a slave, at least a slave at times, always deserve to be protected. But why are you not protected? A slave at times you also have a free access to road, but you cannot still go to farm. Then what's your problem? You don't. Bible said, book of 1 Peter 2 verse 17. It mentioned about king that we are supposed to honor them, of which we have been honoring. What color then? When I came on Bar in Nigeria, it has been ages. What have been their functions? Tell me one developmental tribe they have really stand for. You cannot really say it. Mad people everywhere, according to Maziona the canon. The book of Romans 13 verse 1, you say every person is to be subjection to the governing authority, for there is no other authority except from God, and those which exist and established by God. So after God is government. That's why at times government God use the government of the day to punish some persons. That's why they do it. If you look at the book of 1 Peter 2 verse 14, he said, or to governor who are sent by him to punish those who do wrong and to condemn those, to commend those who do right. So God also used the government to punish as many people that are. This is what I was telling you. If a traditional ruler make a decree in the village and they send it to House of Assembly through the government or through their local government councillor or their local government chairman, they don't will now channel it to Edo State. If it's a bill that was supposed to go to the federal, the state government will take it by himself to the federal. This is what they need is so and so location, so and so constituency. So if there is any pressing needs you have, you talk to your councillor. Your councillor will relate to the local government. Local government will relate to the state government. If it's more than the state government or it's supposed to be a federal project or a federal problem, then your state government will not channel it. You wait for some time, you find out that the thing is not really yielding good result, or it's not what you demanded is not forthcoming. You now go for what? A protest. After the government have said, please, it's not on my hand. Whatever you people can. The government can even advise you under normal condition. Please, go for protest. So that the federal government will know that it's not my fault. If I keep on disturbing right now, we are in the same party, they can call me a betrayer. You know how the politics of Nigeria is. It will just give you a clue. Even you will even be insulting the state governor along with it. Not knowing that it was even the governor because he needed this thing for you to have it in your community. For example, right now, Benin Abraka Road, the Orion Road, for example. Our people is not protesting about it. One or two persons will also carry video, lax man like me, carry video and go and, hey, look at Benin Abraka, oh, we not get road to Orion. Oh. But we have senators, we have idiotic local government, we have House of Rep members. Who those areas fall in their constituency? They are not doing anything about it. And it's a federal road, for example. Let everyone assume it's a state road. Nobody talks about it. But you have kings and everybody. Where bid, drive the biggest cars, sell the land in the villages, just to encourage the rich themselves. And it is your future they are killing. And you don't know. And you are keeping quiet. Because you are where you are now. You think I'm your problem? Why are you with what you think? Well, I will because I have an assignment. In my way for. So we must have to correct this very thing. That's why the people present today, after they hear this message, now they are going to go and pro. They know that all what we are saying is true. Okay, what brings about all this because we cannot continue like this. You cannot keep on blaming the federal. Now, if you carry cloth, go river. Now river go help you wash them. There are some certain things we can demand from the federal government. They will do it. For example, if we are if you look at the people protesting in Imo State right now, Imo people, the bad head inside, they want Fulani to take over their land. It was only Nnamdi Kanu that said, no, you cannot take over my land. What the rest of that doing? What are those Obi? Have you ever had any Obi that is in exile because he's speaking? Because anyhow, when I want to do, I do. Now, Nnamdi Kanu carry enmity. Only one in the prison today. Only one intention keep Papa and Mama. No other persons. The same thing we have in Edo today. I'm only the one talking. Then what happens to you? You like it now? Because this was how you were created. Our wickedness, I think our wickedness is becoming too glaring. The way we are showing our wickedness and our negligence to life, I think is not good. You go born and your pikin goes. Imagine people that have children abroad. Is it not a shame your child cannot, 23 years, 24 years, cannot go to your country by himself and also have friends there? Most children today abroad, they don't have white friends as a friend. They don't want white children as a friend. Because this color skin of a thing, you see, I was talking to a boy today, 23 years old from the UK. He said since he was born a year in Europe, he said he don't have a white friend. He said he's even tired. The thing touched me. He said, I have no home to call my own dad. That's what he told me. And it's not good. You feel right now it's okay because you can still go. Do you know what your children are going to be passing through, the trauma they are going to be going through? They have no place critically to call their own that I'm from this country. And really, they will also go there after your departure. Even the house you build right now, I'll give you where. Okay, twin, you're going to wear do. Oh, what day now? Hey, uncle, it's me. So and so person. Your elder sister first son. And again, we are telling you what's happening. I told you the other day that this country, you cannot call my son. Total you don't know where to Agbe because the four flat upstairs you live. Oh, when am I wrong when Agbe? You're no longer alive now. If you are alive right now, your children cannot visit home. Is it when you are dead? Or you want to know what be? Or mama be a man say now. That will be if you're quiet webo. Your child have no ancestral home. Do you know what they are going to went through? What about slavery continues again? We are not able to get it right. They start enslaving black people again. Just the same way right now, every one of us, they give us injection anyhow. Because we are nobody to speak for us. Obama waga atiana non let me go wagmo. Nemine du kanyon Barack Obama. He's the one that sold us out. They brought Obama to come and win our heart. Hey, black man rule America. Oh, black man rule America. Hey, black man rule America. Hey. To lure us into this nonsense so that we don't think again. That was how they were able to win our heart now. Donald Trump, you want to talk about this was your savior. Now be your savior. That's why no black community, they never see Daki finish the way they see Daki finish during the time of Obama. The life of Daki were miserable. That was why they pre-arranged or whatever they pre-arranged. Just they use ancestral for us. And we are very excited. If they want to do this, you know, like want to do it, hey, festival. Now, always ask them, are they meeting up to their responsibility? They are not meeting up. He said, let the elder that will be counted worthy of double honor, especially those that labor in word and in doctrine. The 1 Timothy 5:17. Now, what about the one that does not labor in word and in doctrine, who does not rule well? Are you young now? Let them change. If they change today, we have no problem. Do you think I'm happy burning my food every day by day? That the spirits of our ancestors did not even allow me to sit down inside the house and do video because all my mates, Space Force, they are out there, White House, they are there. The great military alliance all over the globe, they are out there. Then I will sit down in my comfort zone. Say new thing, always move out. It's an invisible wall. You can see I'm using and I'm sweating. Oh, that will come, you know. But where are you? Maybe you are watching me from AC. We are so now we back recommended now. But I'm here. But me, here I am. Udian remember ya. So that is it. He said, let the elder that will be counted worthy of double honor, especially those that labor in word and in doctrine. So we have something that is supposed to be fundamental. Our life is supposed to be meaningful for these people. But why is it not meaningful to them? There are a lot of things we are not supposed to be negotiating. It's supposed to be there. At least freedom to life. They are to protect you. That's why they are your leaders. If I were to be in the position of leadership, what Donald Trump told Abdul 2 years ago, he told Abdul, the commander of the Taliban, I've said this several times with that number, he told Abdul, if you kill any American soldiers, he said, I'm going to hit you hard like nobody have ever did. What did Donald Trump do? He sent down the picture of his house. The commander of the Taliban, before they took over the other day, he said 1 year and 8 months, no American soldier died because of that call he made to Abdul. He sent him picture of his house. Imagine I'm a leader. Oh, yeah, and no Edoman will die inside the sea. I will so do civil disobedience that whatever belongs to the state, I will collect it from all the traditional law. I will send all of them to oblivion. I swear to God. The life of the people more matter. How will some group of, let's say, 1,000 people put 5 billion people in perpetual bondage? For what now? Well, we are over now. You are in abroad today still suffering. Most of you are supposed to be at home right now. If somewhere right now you can travel, you cannot travel home with your children. If you're also going, you are at risk. When are we going to have it? Okay, who is going to give up better society? Jesus. Now, tell me, who is going to give it to you? Now, all this very, very narrative, if everybody is talking about it, you look at me right now, you also, whatever Yahweh will say, but nobody cares. And they cannot do anything abroad here. They cannot go to Italy right now and submit CV. It's going to be any work, clean and day. I feel the worst place for una. But there are people like us, anywhere we go, we know the material, just only 1,000 euro or even 500 euro. You can just buy material and start working. A professional job, we got it already. We can survive even in Soweto, Kenya, or Kima. We can survive because God has so equipped us. Only God knows why God increased me every day by then brain. Because the little thing God have committed to my hand, I've been able to make use of it today. It is broad. So if we are leaders, we must send them to oblivion. Because we will collect power from the palace and give it to the people. Collect power from Osadebe Avenue and give it. The people owns the power. The people owns the power. I swear, they owns the power. So you cannot keep on living on that slave. It became tyrannic system when the power is not given to the people. It is democratic when the power is given to the people. So we are living a tyrannic system of traditional ruling council, or even up to thank God for that. I'm even happy that Obaseki is not really arresting people. If the palace were to be having the same power Obaseki has, you know how many people would have been? They would have even fight for my tradition. Yeah, I saw the city, yo. How we know our future? They will come and drain the embassy if they have the power. They will call and spend millions of naira to make sure they silence just a voice. Not that we are threat to them, but they cannot silence Fulani. If Fulani you just see how dumb our people is, particularly this Europe. They are Europe is not them. Fulani is not Ogyomba. Who's supposed to be Ogyomba? Man, don't believe your back. The person that speaks and says, okay, stand. Not until you stand or you don't know how powerful you are. He is your enemy. I wonder how people keep on living such a life. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah 27 verse 6. Say, now I have given all this land into your hand of Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, my servant, and I have given him also the wild animal of the field to serve him. Now, let me quickly tell you a brief story about the Nebuchadnezzar. The reason why civil disobedience must have to be activated worldwide, even a democratic system of government, traditional ruling system of government, or whatever, we have to activate it. If not, you go nowhere. It was the civil disobedience, the first 3 people in life, which I've studied about, who did this disobedience and they got their promotion was Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. If you read the book of Daniel 3 from verse 14, they found themselves in the palace of Nebuchadnezzar. What they wanted to go and do, man, maybe to me, maybe I will Tagano, or something very important will happen there. Then Nebuchadnezzar created an image of which they know If they bow down to this very image, it's against their tradition. Like now, you cannot tell me to tell anybody Ogiomba is against my tradition. I can't just say, even though you give me 1 million, I can't say it. I can't say it. Particularly when the person have not done wrong. I can't say it. But you can say it because you are a nincompoop. So a lot of them bow down. How come about? It was these 3 Hebrew men that refused to bow down. Because it was never part of their system that they should bow down before any other god or whatever. Then Nebuchadnezzar said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, are you trying to tell me that you are not going to bow down to the graven image which I have set up? He said, when you hear the sound, bow down. They said, oh, ye king, we are not careful in this very matter. We will not bow down. Even though the God that we serve refused to save, I have said that with that number. Even though the God that I serve refused to protect me, I will keep on speaking the truth. Until when the great corroded. And did I make myself clear today? We will speak the truth. He said, oh, ye king, we are not careful. Even Nebuchadnezzar told the soldier, heat the fire against everything. They went and hid the fire. Ona bakutukut. What was that fire? Zetakron. Will you take it yes or no? We are going to stop you from work. Will you take it yes or no? You can no longer travel. Do you take it yes or no? This one will happen to you. Do you take it yes or no? Why do I go here? People like us, we said no. If we are dying, kill us. Mena lobo we are here with my food gene. My DNA with me is better. Me and I till heaven. With this body, they have decontaminated. They are taking away your gene. You are no longer with yourself. We have a where we say we are roam about. I prefer to die with my natural body than I go. No more bills. But if I don't become a spirit being, any person that make me to be a spirit being, you are in trouble. Because I'm never going to let you rest. I will torment you to the last. All your children, you are. No matter whether it is the spirit in me, if I'm physical like this, I'm this rugged. You better just leave me on earth. Because if you kill me, I'm going to have more power. That's what to do. You can see a lot of things happening. It is the spirit that is doing it. That's why it's a great awakening. A lot of our forefathers that died many years ago. Man, don't want so. It's so much yore. It's so yore coma. Some of them are yet to wake up. Maybe your father is also one of them that woke up, So they did it and, they refused. Now, what provoked God inside? He said, even though the God that we serve, that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego speaking to Nebuchadnezzar, he said, oh, ye king, we are not careful in this very issue. I get they were raising up their hand like this. We are not careful in this very issue. Even though the God that we serve refused to save us, we will not have it at the back of your mind, we will not bow down. Then God looked at heaven, look at them. That was what made God to come down from where he is. That's a godly decision that provoked heaven. I've thought about it several times. God did not become the fourth person. God looked at the civil disobedience were so benevolent. The civil disobedience, oh ye bofty, oh ye zofty. I said, no, I need to praise myself here. Even the people that went to go and edify, the people that throw Nebuchadnezzar according to the Bible, that throw Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego into the fire. The flame of the fire killed them. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were walking about because God can't turn that fire to become a sea. For God to step into your problem, decision need to be taken. A drastic decision. You have to have the kind of mind I have, come what may. Don't always succumb to everything. Do you know I called me? If you read when I want to go, I'll go now. Or I'm not blocking me. Well, big now. What the book now? If you ever will, you are now. That just it. It's not atomic. Whatever is not hard to get. We plan something to your compound and you are gone. Walk out now. The life is worse as like that. You will bring this on her into your compound and you are gone. It must happen to you. Someone must have to speak the truth. All these fear tactics, no, I'm not afraid of anybody. I'm afraid of you, God. I'm only afraid of God and the Constitution. If the federal government of Nigeria will have a written constitution, people like us, if you are trying to even put fear into us, the federal government will pick you. What have this man done? People like us here abroad are respected. Patriots are respected abroad. Ogonari any patriot, any politician, it's because you are in a land of doom. And you yourself, you became zoology. All your mates are going to school to study zoology. Zoology, when I are studying medicine, I are studying zoology. Patriots are respected. Any other level. Patriots are respected under normal condition. But it's only in Nigeria when you got patriots, you want to bring them down. Who now the country is a prison right now? I think people are still dying. People are still dying up to the boys in the prison. But when he was alive, was he like this? He was not like this. So if you despise your Moses, you will die there in the wilderness. Everybody have his own use. As I'm talking right now, if I'm out on social media, we're all wherefore. Who is going to say it? I will not just come here and say you the crazy, the man. No, let's do some steady teaching and expose all these people. They should face up their responsibilities. What makes us to reference them is because of their commitment. We will not say God give them. If you are not doing your commitment, what the need of me to respect you? That is to say, I don't know what I'm doing. I will cease my respect from you. Imagine anytime you ask your father money, he don't always give to you. All he does, he maltreat you. All he does, he drove away all your friend that will even help you. Your baby go drive, and even when your baby is good. You they look your father, they look you. A lot of you happens to you then when your father keep on maltreating you. Particularly when you are doing well. Most of you before your father that were manku. Most of you before you left home, it was even your mom that begged you to forgive your dad. He said like your dad are web can't tell everybody of double honor. So to finish the story of Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar looked around. He was astonished where he was sitting down. He said, was it not 3 men we strolling here? He said, the next person I'm seeing there look like the Son of God. Do you know the decree make? Let me let you the decree make how your civil disobedience will lead to your promotion. It brings about promotions. It makes you more healthier. It makes your life to be meaningful if you civilly disobey some certain things, no matter how beautiful it may be. I know when I realize that Baba were a bad thing. Yeah, I'm a bad thing. I want better. What be you area? Feel any? If me we put it here, we not here no push here. Yeah. Can't put me in pains so that I can recarnate again. But a bad thing you want me there. As soon as you go be snake in the monkey shadow. Here is a bay. I go so bitter. Again, all the queen mother will join me. All the goddess mother. But mommy, what I go invoke all of them. There are people you don't need to touch. Because the ample of God are. God more definitely people. God will be using people right from time. Also, how about carry me day? That's why they deceive you. And God will fight your fight. You will hold your peace. Now, Jesus Christ won't fight them. What the Spirit does to energize, you have to set up the blow. You have to go and do training. You have to learn how to swerve. Not the Holy Spirit go to carry. Now you go to move your head due to what you have learned. There are some people right now where you know even they play karate. The way where are high. Not you don't even know how to even. You are just doing it, displaying. Try show something. They automatically God go just why your man is Zua. Who can also even worry your way? God can even give you training to beat a giant. Not that normally you can beat that giant. Or what away. Only swerving like this. Or what they who are found way. Who you can. That's why a lot of people have succeeded. Under normal condition, will David be able to kill David in an Agbe Goliath here? But just a catapult in the book of 1 Samuel 17 verse 50. Mariella David. Awe Goliath got wabira wabiyu. Usalobe me wetie bona. Ya wagbo na. Automatically a stone turned to plastic missile. That's what God can do. That's when anything you are doing, you have to have something in your hand. I go for studies. I will not say I carry the Spirit. No. I go for studies. You try to read chapter 1, God will refer you to another verse of the Bible. Before you know, it conglomerated to there, where the camp of the enemy will be in whatever. That's why if I've told somebody, I said, don't let me combine anointing and anointing. Without the way I will so provoke that every spirit in me will rise. What happened? In Daniel chapter 3 verse 29. Let me read it to you. You know, you're not made it to I know I got the story on my head, but let me just read it to you word by word of what happened. Daniel 3 verse 29. He said, therefore I decree, this is Nebuchadnezzar speaking. And remember it was a king. Hey, and a king Italy. Pharaoh was also a king. Uzziah uncle was also a king. King had been problem right from time. That was why the book of Isaiah chapter 6 verse 1. He says, in the day King Uzziah died, Isaiah saw the Lord. Uzziah was a stumbling block to Isaiah. A lot of people go down. Well, that's why today a lot of kingdom is going to fall. Beckham Palace is gone. We are there with them already in Vatican. We're there with them seriously in Vatican. A lot of human property that have been there that have been taken away, kept for you. That's why I told you don't take this Zeta from, but you didn't listen. Now the book of Daniel 3 verse 29. He said, therefore I decree that the people of any nation or language who say anything against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego be cut into pieces, and their houses be torn into peels of rubies, for no other God can save in this way. See, any person that insult the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego again. Do you have a God? You don't have a God. You are not put it, but I have a God. I have the God of Manchester, so not the one that your Jesus Christ of Robert. We are doing more good, but he might be able. He was just an Robert Power, or to was Zobo, because leading you people astray. Look at their civil disobedience that was supposed to make fire to burn them, gave them promotions. And if you look at that Daniel 3, verse 30, let me tell you the promotion they got. He said, then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the presence of Babylon. He promoted them. That's why if you are not an hypocrite, you get promotion. I will get promotion. Go and mark to this date. All this activism for truth, hygiene and society you feel I'm preaching, that's going to put land me in the state of resurrection magnetica. He go to land me in the state of glory. This thing you are thinking is going to give me problem. It's what's going to make my destiny to be more shiner. Go and mark it. Look at what happened to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They disobeyed the king. Every other person, but only 3 of them refused. But they later got promotion. And Nebuchadnezzar make a decree. Anyone that dare again insult the God of nothing. Civil disobedience is what you need right now. Civil disobedience what you need. So your pastor have no mind to tell you this because they are recalcitrant and ingrate. They don't read. They don't think. We always preach the Bible from one perspective. It means a lot of things. The Bible can be used, the biblical verses can be used in anything that you want to buttress. Look at it. Somebody that disobey king not the good, not yatare. But when they didn't bow down, what were people saying in Babylon? Hey, oh, yomba togasu hungu. Shadrach, Meshach togasu hungu. Abednego togasu hungu. But after that very song, what happened? What happened after that very song? They sang it for him. The same in Genesis chapter 6, verse 5. I can perceive it. Nowhere you don't. They have been existing right from time. God said, I regretted why I make man. Up to now, God is regretting why did they create some Edo alien? Because they don't know what's called life. After the old song, in the palace of Nebuchadnezzar, what later happened? The same people that were insulting Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and Ogiyomba, because he am bowed down, they did not succumb to the narrative created by some alien. What happened? Those people were not promoted despite they supported the king. But the people that disobeyed the king were not promoted. And the decree will make any person on there, the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, likely referring to them. If you ever one day so we'll turn down your house and you'll be cut into pieces. The same people that were called Ogiyomba became the right person. A lot of you don't. Let that one bigger. And my honest prayer is that your children are innocent. Should they affect your children? Why so laughing while live all after TV? You may think you are shining right now. Your face where you may America. We more have blin ye ho. We yet it to here. You are gone. Who were you away for? Because I can't just imagine. Have a bomb matter. But let the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they disobeyed. And they dead the king. Oh, Salobani Magamanami, my fam. King, I want to away. Have it at the back of your mind. If no one in my way. Ogo Dwanogi. Ni maye keko. O mana ti mi mafan wo bowe. Gbe no bi mafan. Ona simai e cannot degbe we no degbe. They heated the fire again. The more they were speaking, the more they labeled them Oyomba. To their face. I get they were pointing their hand on your man. Una no bad down. Look at these small children. None of them don't want to play. Even the soldier they send, throw them into the fire. Wano here again or yamogion bare waka wibi wawa wulo you wow. Wamana bam nana. Wamana bam. If there's anything God must have to do, ni miaka wa degi no ya me respect eh. Waniti ni dana. I want a calamity to happen to you. A calamity or sooner that way. Because I can't just anytime this thing ring it to my ear, it make me go crazy. How can human being feel like this? You got the Bible with you, you are in abroad, you know, you were never treated as one alien or whatever. Then we should continue with this kind of life. Read your Bible, you won't read. This is the first time I've been bringing this very remark from the very book of Daniel 3, 29-30. The same people that disobey the king. That is to say, at times, civil disobedience is accepted. Look at the narrative. Whatever thing they said is true. Even when he's making mistakes. And you know he's saying, if he made mistake right now, maybe he was just sleeping. He wrote something instead of 1 billion, instead of 200,000. He now wrote 200 million to be withdrawn from the account of Edo State. For example, I'm giving instances. Then because we are going now, you cannot go and say, Your Highness or Your Majesty, please, sir. I guess what we agreed on was 200,000, but here 200 million. You will go and collect a daughter's treasury, who transfer to Afghanistan. They've already signed the contract with no refund of money. So 200,000, you will lose 200 million because I go and money. No. The prayer and pray for my shouldn't affect your children. That the prayer and pray from my heart. But I try to think whether I'm the one that's wrong. Maybe you might think SS, you know. But I found out that, yes, that's the normal way anybody's supposed to think. Because I met up with better people who have the same ideology with me, the same mindset, the same like minds. But some certain group of alien promote a narrative, you know. And they want us to die with it. Who told you is everything the king you want to Who told you? But does that mean Pharaoh was right in everything he was doing? But you have ever one day said, King Pharaoh, let my people go. But at the end of the day, what's no? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, what happens to them? The king of it, you know, not tie you and not. That's why today you obey everything. If anything happens to Newton, there are people, there are more Newton. Maybe be Newton. Woman and wine. Yes. Eliminating anybody is not difficult. Well, maybe we are born now. I'm the type that pay back. I pay back in more than what you think you paid. But it meant Donald Trump for women. That's why I told Abdul. If anything happened to any American soldiers in Afghanistan for 1 year, 8 months, look at the kind of society you want us to live. Nobody speaks. We should be saying amen. I think I gave you illustration. If we have a move over Nania. Or Mother Wakowede, for example, he was supposed to sign a check of 200,000. Then he went and signed a check of 200 million. Then because I get out in I go attack me. Then you truly transfer the money. You cannot even say your highness or your whatever. Because you are born with it. If you live. Most of the time, the people they are praising, they are not the fault. It's all these animals doesn't even know what's called decorum. They don't know what's supposed of a leader to do. Again, they buy away to banish you later. Because one more get doing. Because you cannot be suppressing because of your personal selfish interest. You are suppressing people of speaking the truth. Hell no, that one will not happen. We'll keep on telling you the truth. And God will keep on giving us the mind to tell you in more harder form. The way to mind. I think what might be home then. This is the first time of you hearing it like this. This association is the International Association for the Improvement of Colored People # Equality. The International Association are you people locking the gate? The International Association for the Improvement of Colored People # Equality, this is the association we are broadcasting from. The International Association for the Improvement of Colored People is the association we are broadcasting from. For those of us that want to follow us on YouTube, not for monetization's sake, but just for you to get our word that will also help you to build your own personal lives and build up your narrative, your society, whatever thing that you are lacking, it will always help you to build it. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel right away, IAICP TV. IAICP TV is our YouTube channel. And for those of you that want to reach us, our telephone number is +34 631 056 284. Our telephone number is +34 631 056 284. That's our telephone number. So happy Sunday to you all once again. For our fans and our followers, please let's keep on holding the line. Stand for what you know that is true. Do not compromise your value for anything. Do not compromise. There is benefit when you speak the truth. If Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego was an hypocrite, if they have even bowed down, they would have not gotten the name they got. If you look at it today, the name is household name. They would have not gotten the promotion. Every other person that bowed down, they don't get promotions. So why bow with me? So no matter, don't let anybody force you out of your will. So the same king who they disobeyed, the same king was the one that promoted them. So I think we have a lot of people trying to get close to the palace. We have a lot of do full like that. Trying to get close to the palace. How can a youth wear young woman and automatically their life is polluted and contaminated? Because why? Do what you can do. They themselves, they know. If any of them watch my video, they will repent. They will not cancel an insult because it's an insult to you because you are not hear the truth in your life once. And they themselves, they are even wanting who can help us to come and stop this very narrative. They know that the one in Yema. Majority of them, I guess they know. They are not happy with it. Do you think they are happy? Using them to sell land and share the money? That the community where they live, up to today, nothing is working? How many of bars we have been seeing? What have been the use of all bars in Nigeria? What are they standing to build? They take care of the land. The land use that was supposed to belong to federal government, they take it upon themselves. And any government that come right now, you want to squeeze the land away from them so that it will be used for the state. You see all these hutches coming out. Is there in Edobini? Is there in kingdom? I've been telling you, is it kingdom of darkness or kingdom of whatever? Or kingdom of demons? But you guys won't say it. So do have a nice day, everyone. I remain the CEO of Civil Disobedience Worldwide. After them, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, Moise. I'm the Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You can't take before. I've said it in the river, I'm right now in the forest. I'm the recent Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, CEO of Civil Disobedience. My civil disobedience is going to lead to my transformation to transition to global greatness. We are here now. All the disobedience you are seeing here and there is going to lead to greatness, and you will also follow suit. So, how many of you that are members of this civil disobedience?
Now we don't hear from Comrade Newton. Let us know what you think for comment section. If you never subscribe to Dan ARG YouTube, try make you subscribe so that make you for the hear all the things where they happen for Nigeria. Make I leave you with this video, make you help us share them. Thank you for watching Dan ARG YouTube.